Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Big Brother Season 27, Episode 9.
I need you to subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above. Again, we will be reviewing the episodes. We will not be doing Big Brother Unlocked or the live feeds. You ready, Blair?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
All right. So Amy, when she was leaving, she called Jimmy a snake and a liar and told everyone to get Jimmy out.
Okay.
Rachel is sad that Amy left and she feels bad that she didn't vote for her.
I think she just feel bad for the moment, but guess what? It didn't ruin her game. Mm-hmm. She had to vote for her because guess what? It pushes her game forward.
It did. Adrian and Keanu are celebrating. They're talking about how they just need to win HOH, but Adrian is not really planning on working with Keanu because he's working with Will and he threw Will under the bus. So Keanu made an enemy out of Adrian. I was not expecting that.
But you know why I was expecting it though?
Why?
What have I been saying for the first couple episodes of this season, right? I said you should not be trying to get yourself into alliance this fast. Prove yourself to be a good house guest. Prove yourself that, you know what, I'm in the house, I'm here to serve, I'm here to help however I can, just to be a good roommate, right? And now, guess what? Now is the time. That's why my signs say now it's time to play Big Brother. Now people see how you move and they say, oh, you threw someone under the bus? Okay, I'm going to put that in my back pocket and I'm not going to work with you. I'm going to give you the illusion that I'm going to work with you. But guess what? Because you was over here, everybody's so quick basically to build up a team and basically say, oh, I am against this person or like I'm with this person. Besides just being cool and playing the background, now people, when they actually get some power, they go actually exercise that power and be like, oh, yeah, you threw my man under the bus. Well, you should have just been trying to do people's laundry.
Yeah, but I think with Keanu, I think the thing was that not so much of who he was or wasn't working with, but the fact that you went guns a-blazing for two people when you really didn't have anybody on your side to begin with.
Yeah.
He went guns a-blazing for Jimmy, which I felt like was rightfully so.
Mm-hmm.
But Will, he had no proof as to who Will really voted for to get out. He just went off a hunch.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that Keanu is just moving mad. And the fact that he told everyone he would pick them off one by one, I mean, do you even want to be here? You're not moving like you do.
You should have just been in the kitchen cooking everybody dinner that night, bro.
So Rachel apparently approached Ava for a final 2 deal before Amy got sent home, and mostly because she thinks she has a shot at beating Ava in the final 2.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mickey and Morgan are having a conversation, and Morgan really didn't want Amy to go. They know that Jimmy got her out just because he wanted to, and he ends up coming up to them to just kind of touch base, kind of check their temperatures, and they are not feeling him right now.
Dude, you know what sucks about HOH?
What's that?
Is that even after you're not HOH anymore, you still got to deal with the damage that you possibly could have done. And the thing about the damage that he done is that, hey, remember when he put people up on the board and they kept getting themselves off and things like that, and he got to keep putting people up? It's like, oh, I got people. I wanted these people on the board, but they got themselves off because they had their superpower.
Right.
And now I'm not even HOH no more. And now I feel like I have to answer basically for the power that I had before. Now, truth be told, Jimmy, I feel like it wouldn't be, what's the word? I feel like you wouldn't have to do damage control if you was a good leader, if you included your alliance.
Right.
And also if you would have put Amy and Rachel on the block together.
Yeah.
I think that would have basically balanced out some of the heat that you getting right now.
Yeah, I think that's a major thing too. I think that honestly, Morgan and Mickey, they might have been cool with Amy, but I don't think they were really like locked in. They're locked in with each other more than anything.
Yeah.
So if Jimmy would have just taken the time to brainstorm with them and to share his thoughts and to get their opinions and let them at least feel like they're heard, that could have saved him from being pretty much bottom of the totem pole when it comes to that alliance.
Yeah.
So we get to the HOH comp, and they are shown an interview of these twins talking about these bizarre events, and they have to answer questions based off of their account as true or false, and Lauren ended up winning HOH.
I don't know if I would have been able to do this.
Yeah, I don't know. I probably wouldn't have been able to remember everything.
Yeah.
But Mickey is now thinking she might choose to use her HOH interrogation power because she doesn't believe Lauren would keep her off the block. So Catherine and Ashley aren't on the best of terms, and Mickey is cool with Ashley, so she's worried that Catherine might throw her name out there to be put on the block.
Okay, now, if I'm not mistaken, Catherine was one of the ones that voiced her displeasure of her using that bathroom, of actually using that bathroom.
Yes.
See what happens? I told you, Catherine, just like me, Ashley, I'm going to find some way to get you on the block again.
And really, a lot of people are thinking that Lauren isn't going to stir up the house and are probably going to put up Keanu and Kelly. And Mickey, she also says throughout the season that Lauren doesn't think for herself. And I really didn't like that. I felt like that was an unfair jab. She probably definitely has that opinion. And it's not like she was saying it in front of the whole house, you know, just in front of the cameras. But I don't know. I feel like Lauren, at that point, I wanted to see if she could make something shake. She talked about being a super fan, how well she knows the game. And I was wondering if she might possibly make the chance to make a big move.
Yeah.
So we get to Vinnie and Lauren. Vinnie thinks that she's a nice girl and he wants to make sure that she's prepared. Everybody's talking to her like she's a child.
Yeah.
And I really find that annoying.
No, it is.
And Lauren, she's handling it well. I don't know if it doesn't bother her, but I find that very irritating. So he says that people are thinking Catherine is going to be in his ear. And Lauren wants people to know that her game is outside of Catherine's game. And she also confirmed to have a final 2 with Vinnie as well.
Okay. And this is actually, I actually was watching this and thinking to myself, Vinnie is actually the way that you're supposed to be HOH. I think we kind of forgot, because he was the first HOH, that he actually had some power, and usually like he kind of got away with no blood on his hands and things like that. He's kind of like back in the background again.
Yeah.
And now he got people over here talking about, hey, let's be final 2. You know, he already got one with Kelly. You get what I'm saying? And now he's building another alliance and things like that, singular alliance and things like that, besides like a team, right? I think the way that you're supposed to go, especially since I'm comparing the way Vinnie was HOH compared to how Jimmy was HOH, I think Jimmy made too much noise.
You can't be a tyrant.
No, you can't be a tyrant. And Vinnie, he kind of, I think the way to be HOH to where you got to kind of make yourself seem like, you know what, I'm distraught having to put someone on the block. I don't know what to do. I'm going to hold a meeting. Everybody come talk to me. Everybody do their case. Besides Jimmy just making it seem like, you know what, I got the power. Yeah. And I'm going to put whoever I want on the block. It's just two different ways to do it.
So Jimmy is reassuring Mickey that Lauren is going to put up Keanu. Yeah. But Mickey doesn't think Lauren has a mind of her own, and she knows that Jimmy isn't controlling anything either.
But Jimmy thinks he's controlling everything, though.
Yep. Rachel's also having a little bit of a breakdown, because in Big Brother, she's used to winning things. She used to beasting out the competition, and she's not recognizing herself in the game anymore. At this point, all she can do is be polite with people, but she might have to go balls to the wall because she didn't come here to make friends.
So what does balls to the wall look like for Rachel?
Arguing with folks.
Oh, okay.
And I think that I think she's doing a good job of laying low. I don't think she needs to get things too stirred up, because she knows that that's going to put a target on her back. But I think she needs to focus on winning competitions and getting power.
I think eventually she does. But it's kind of like what we said before last week. I said the biggest attribute that Rachel have above everybody on the show is that it's pacing. And that's what I'm talking about. Jimmy came in, when he finally got some power, his flame was too high. You get what I'm saying? I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. John Wick, my guy over there, talk about, I'm going to pick you off one by one. Zay, when he got eliminated, he basically talking about, if you go against me, I'm just letting you know, whoever go against me, I'm going to go get you. You're sprinting in a marathon.
Right. You
start off to like you about to tire yourself. This is a game of stamina. The race haven't even started yet. You get what I'm saying? So that's why Rachel is like, you know what? I'm gonna lay low right now. I'm gonna fold this guy's clothes. I'm gonna be this. But I think I really want to know what balls to the wall look like. And you seeing her season, I really want to see how she gonna start these arguments and how that go benefit her, to be honest.
So Keanu and Lauren have a chat, and he tells her that, you know, you don't have to feel pressure to do anyone's bidding. And Lauren is honestly just waiting for this conversation to be over. She's looking at the screen to avoid making eye contact with him. And he says that he'll go after Rachel and Jimmy, and the house would love if Ashley goes as well. Lauren thinks that Keanu is public enemy number 1, but there are big targets that she could put up next to him.
That's true.
And I will say, I don't fault her for putting Keanu up, because that is one way to have less blood on your hands. But I do feel like when it came to choosing other people, put all the strong people on the block. See who has the strength to get themselves off.
I don't know if there's a unwritten rule of Big Brother to where you got to do one strong person, one weak person, and one random person. It's like, oh, include a strong competitor, include a weak competitor, and include a pawn. I'm like, if it was up to me, I wouldn't even have pawns up there.
I feel like it's too early for pawns.
Yeah.
Like, there are actual people who are probably going to be better at the game than you that you can get up out of here.
And to your point, I wouldn't call Kelly a pawn. She won the competition. She's a threat.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So I definitely wouldn't see her as a pawn at all. So, yeah.
So Ashley and Lauren chat, and Lauren says, a lot of people want Keanu out. Ashley brings up putting Kelly and Keanu on the block. Mickey ends up walking in, and she says that she trusts Lauren, but of course Keanu is the target that makes sense. She would, if it was her, Mickey, she would honor the previous HOH's nominations because it didn't actually go through, and getting Keanu out would be a great move for her resume. And I feel like Mickey, I don't necessarily agree. I mean, I agree with putting Keanu up, but I think the thing is, I don't really care what the previous HOH did. This is my HOH. Ooh. And I'm not going forward with whatever the previous person's plan was, especially because I know that y'all be hanging out and y'all be talking, and that's why you're telling me that. So
here, let me ask you this question, because you saying that made me think of this. Do you have a problem with basically who the messenger is with the message besides the message itself?
I think both matters.
I actually thought when she said, like, hey, let's put the previous HOH up. I mean, put up the same people that the previous HOH had. I'm like, that's not a bad idea. I don't know if I agree with it 100% to your point, but I don't disagree with it, because in some way, even though I could be power hungry and be like, no, this is my time to put things up, I could just basically just be like, look, like, this is basically what it was before, and maybe it may put a little blood on my hands, but that statement did make me think, the house do kind of want him out. The house, the way it's looking, want John Wick out and things of that nature. So that's why I'm like, I'm not against it. I don't know if I'm for it. Maybe it's the wrong messenger, because at the same time, I do want to think for myself. I don't want you to basically tell me what to do with my power and things like that. When you don't got it, you was in the same competition and lost.
But I don't even feel that way. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, I just feel like Lauren needs to get out people that she thinks that she cannot beat. Like,
for her.
For her game. Like, do you think you could really beat Rachel in Final 2?
No.
So I'm just like, we're not worried about what the previous HOH did.
That's fair.
So we go on to Lauren and Zach. Lauren is thinking that Keanu and two people who won't shake up the house would be the best option. And Kelly ends up telling Lauren, put me up if you need me as a pawn.
Did I just tell y'all Kelly is not no pawn?
Kelly keeps winning stuff. But she also said she's working on her resume. So if she gets to the end, she could say she won X amount of things and she's a strong competitor.
And at the end of the day, hey, if Kelly can go to people, maybe I'm not seeing the strategy. If Kelly can go to people and basically be a pawn for people, my only issue with that is if I was a competitor and I keep seeing Kelly on the board, I'd be like, it is suspicious that she's always on the board.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be like, Kelly I don't even see her be talking to these people. Why is she always up for elimination? I'm like, she's not a real option. And then that's where I would start putting the pieces together if it was me. But I would feel like, I think what she's doing with these basically put me up as a pawn, she's basically giving people an IOU. Like, basically, you going to have to owe me eventually down the line. Because you know what? I did you a favor. And if you get power again, I was a pawn for you. And she got the right to say, I'm not going to be a pawn for you again. But at the same time, in order for you to truly control things, you need the power, not so much of the IOUs and things like that.
Yeah. So Adrian tells Lauren that he wants to work with her, and he throws out Keanu, Kelly, and Ashley as nominations. And he says if Keanu comes down, put up Rachel. That sounds decent.
Or put up both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lauren talks to Will about being a pawn, and Will is not with it. He feels like there's so many people that can go up. I just went up last week. It doesn't make any sense. But Lauren ends up nominating Keanu, Kelly, and Will.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I agree with Will. It's a weak move. It is definitely a weak move. But I understand if you don't want to ruffle too many feathers at the beginning. But I feel like with Lauren, it may be just because of the way people were talking to her. Yeah. I wanted her to surprise people. And maybe for her game, it's not the time to do that.
Yeah. Anything else?
That's all I got.
I think John Wick's time on the show is limited. He needs to win.
Yeah.
Because I think for everybody to be basically like have no blood on their hands, I think everybody would be like, you know what, let's get him out because they got the votes to get him out and stuff like that. He ruffled enough feathers, you know what I mean? This early on in the game that I felt like he didn't have to. Subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above.
Bye.